Okay, this is the story of the day of the weekend that I shooted my first ever rock music video, and I ended up waking up 2 days later, 2,000 miles from home. This is no joke, but this is what happened. So, this was not my first music video, because I used to do reggaeton in the past, Hey, I'm from Latin America, dude. The thing is that I already had experience doing this type of productions, right? Doing music videos, recording music, dealing with models, with staff, whatever. So I knew people, and in one of these productions I met this girl, right, that I've always liked, by the way, since the first time I saw her. I met her for this video that's called Vamos de Party. It's a reggaeton song. The thing is that she was the perfect girl for this video. She lives in another province, but it's not too far. And she was the perfect girl, because I wanted the girl that was fire, that bring the energy, because the video was supposed to be just me and one girl, right? Not a bunch of girls, not a party with a bunch of people, just one girl, me, and this script. I had everything scripted, with this specific shot from this angle and this angle, and at this time of the day where the sun comes from this angle, we're gonna shoot this shot. It was hour by hour, minute by minute. Everything was calculated, scripted, and it ended up being a fucking mess. It was a disaster, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I was thinking, where can I shoot this video? I had the perfect place, I used to know this guy. He was not really a friend, the guy's a piece of shit, but he used to have this bar, right? But it was perfect for the video, right? Kind of rustic, because the walls were not painted well. It was a good place for my idea, because I had this whole story for the video, right? I said to the guy, hey, I want to rent your place. And he rented me the place for a shit ton of money. I didn't care, because the bar is 50 yards from here. And so it was very convenient. It was perfect. So I said, okay, never mind. Yeah. So we were gonna shoot this video on Friday, right? So on Thursday afternoon, I went to the bar. He handed me the keys. I gave him the money, and I texted a friend so he could help me. The thing is that he never showed up until later. So I go to the bar. It's Thursday night already. I'm setting everything perfectly, the lights, the drums. So I'm setting everything so it's perfectly, and this is what I wanted to do, because I was training for this video, right? I wanted to be ripped for the video. And if you know anything about bodybuilding, you know that bodybuilders before a competition, they dehydrate themselves, because that makes the muscle and the skin just get very close together, so they look super ripped. You gotta get rid of all of the water retention. And one big trick that a lot of fitness models use is to get drunk, right? Get drunk the night before, and the next day, as alcohol dehydrates you, right? So the next day you look more ripped, you look jacked. It's very good. Obviously, you must have a very low fat percentage. If you're a fat fuck, it's just not gonna work, obviously. But I was pretty lean at the time, so my idea was to go to the bar, set everything up, take a few shots, go to sleep, wake up ripped, and go shoot the video, right? So, yeah, that sounds very good, right? But this is not what happened. This is what happened. I went to the place, I set everything up. I was waiting for my friend. He didn't come. So I take one shot, right? Okay, I take another shot. This one tasted better, by the way. I started to feel energized. I took 2 more shots, and my friend come over, right? And I said to him, hey, what happened? You didn't come before, whatever. And I said to him, hey, we should smoke a cigar, chill a little bit, smoke a cigar. Then I go to my house, go sleep, and I take another shot. So I'm already 5 or 6 shots in, and we go out. And this friend of mine that I haven't seen in years is passing by in his car, and it's like, hey, dude, what's up? It was the perfect storm. We get in the car and we pass by this bar, right? And it's the girl that I like. At the time, she was right there. So, let's stop here, Long story short, I ended up partying all night. We went to this after party. We went to this girl's house. this girl that I don't know who the fuck she was, by the way. And we were just keep drinking, just kept drinking and partying, doing shit. At one point, my friend tells me, hey, let's go, we gotta leave. And I like, what do you mean? What time is it? And my phone was dead, right? My phone was completely dead for hours. And he tells me like, it's 11 a.m., man. Like, what? It was 11:30 actually. And we were supposed to start the shooting at 12. So it was like, what the fuck? And we ran out of the house. By the way, I don't know where the fuck we were, because there was no street. We were next to a field. It was super weird. Like it was a mountain there. It was just next to, I don't know where the fuck it was. And up until this day, I have no idea where it was. My friend's phone's got 1%, right? So we are kind of fucked. So he calls the taxi. The taxi didn't know where the fuck it was, but finally gets there. We came the taxi, we go to the bar. So I charge my phone in the car a little bit, turn on the phone, and the girl is like kind of pissed off because she's gonna take this long distance bus to get to my city, right? And I'm not answering any of her messages. And I'm like, oh shit, and I'm drunk out of my mind, right? So we get to the bar and okay, let's open the bar. And I couldn't find the keys. I fucking lost the keys of the bar, man. Fuck, everything is inside. And these girls coming, the makeup artists are coming, the cameraman, everybody's coming, and I don't even have the fucking keys of the bar. Never mind that I'm fucking drunk out of my mind, right? So my friends start asking the neighbors if someone found a key or whatever. So he said, okay, I'm gonna go look for a locksmith. I think that's the guy that opens the door without a key. So he went to find one of those, and I come here because here my supplement store used to be right here, and I had this employee. She used to be my friend actually, pretty girl. And I come here and I said to her, like, I'm drunk out of my mind. I don't know. I couldn't think well at the time. I was so drunk. I couldn't think what the fuck am I gonna do. And the girl says, okay. They try to explain me what's going on, and I tried to explain to her because I couldn't speak well, man. And she said, okay, give me your phone. She answers the girl that was pissed off already. The girl's arriving to the city, and we go to the bar, and the bar's already open, right? So, thank God, they could open the door. So my employee, she was basically babysitting me, because I was like, yeah, let's go. And so the bar was open, makeup artists, they come in, the cameraman arrived. So everything was kind of running, and Rosario was already there, right? So now we're running. But the thing is that I'm supposed to be the director, right? But I had no capacity for directing anything, right? I was completely drunk. And Rosario's getting her makeup ready, and I said to her, hey, let's take a shot. And she's like, yeah, let's go. I love this girl, man. She's amazing. She always brings the energy. So we start taking shots, and then we start shooting. I remember we first started shooting the drums, and I played the song like 20 times. It was ridiculous because I was drunk and I was having a good time, We recorded that shit like so many times. Totally unnecessary, but I was having a good time. We were drinking because I got everybody drunk, right? Except the cameraman. Everybody was drinking because I was forcing everybody to drink. Hey, let's drink, let's party, whatever. We tried to follow the script, but it was impossible. I couldn't even talk. So at one point I was supposed to pretend to be sleeping, right? And I was kind of falling asleep. And the cameraman tells me like, hey dude, you were kind of falling asleep. And I said, oh okay, we need more booze. So I started doing shots. And for me, alcohol is like, it gives me energy. It happened to me many times that, for example, my girlfriend wants to go out and I'm kind of tired, I want to sleep, whatever, I'm sleepy, I'm totally fried. And I start doing shots, and it wakes me up, and then I can't sleep. For me, alcohol is like blow, really. Like, it wakes me up, It's kind of crazy, so I got drunk and I cried, yeah, let's go. But my mistake here is that I force the cameraman to take shots with me, and he doesn't drink. And like 30 minutes later, he's passed out. Like he just fainted, man. And we are like, oh shit, what the fuck are we gonna do now? Because we filmed like 30% of the video, right? Nothing. So I said, what the fuck? Okay, I said to my employee, you will have to hold the camera, So the problem with that is that she's not a professional, obviously. She doesn't know how to use a camera properly. So most of the shots are useless. You know, I bring two TVs, the old ones, you know, the big boxes, to break them on camera, and I ended up breaking both TVs off camera. I broke many bottles. I broke the mirror in the bathroom and the fucking toilet. I don't remember how, but I just broke everything, man. Because, you know, rockstar shit. I was just breaking things. I do have a few videos of me, you know, smashing my guitar against this table and breaking glasses and everything. This one was before the cameraman fainted, you know. And it's funny because, you know, I prepared these fake Jack Daniels that I filled with apple juice, so we could just pretend to be drinking, because this was not supposed to happen, you know. We weren't going to get drunk as fuck filming the video. Maybe at the end or something, but, you know, we were going to pretend to be drinking and stuff. I didn't even touch that bottle. We went through an entire bottle of real Jack Daniels. We drank vodka. I got everybody drunk. I destroyed the bar because I broke tables, I broke little chairs, the fucking bathroom. And, you know, my friend comes in, the owner of the bar, at the worst moment possible, you know, because we finished shooting and everything is a disaster. And my friend comes in and he goes like, what the fuck, what's going on? He starts like, it goes nuts, obviously, because he's supposed to open the bar that day, but the bar was a fucking mess. I said sorry to my friend for destroying his bar, and so we go to open the store, right, because it was closed the entire day because my employee was helping me. And we opened the store and we sell just a shit ton of supplements, man, just a lot. So I was full of money. It was Friday night. I said, okay, you know, I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna go sleep. And this girl texts me, hey, you know, I got free tickets for this nightclub or whatever. And I'm already bought a sandwich and I was about to eat, and I said, oh, fuck it, let's go out. So they come pick me up, we go to party. Long story short, I go to sleep and I wake up Saturday night, right? I wake up and I have to take a flight to Buenos Aires Sunday 11 a.m., right? So I have like 12 hours of, what am I gonna do? I just woke up, I'm drunk. Okay, let's go out again. So a couple of friends come over to my house actually, and I lost it. Suddenly it was Sunday 8 p.m. And I remember like waking up, looking at my phone like this. It was 8 p.m. Sunday, and I don't remember anything, like nothing. Because, you know, when you get drunk, super drunk, you forget things, but you kind of have these flashes. Okay, I was doing this and then I don't know what happened, whatever. I didn't remember anything from Saturday night up until like Sunday night. I just don't remember anything, nothing. I didn't know why. It turns out, I didn't know this at the time, but then I find out that this girl was putting pills in the drinks. That's why, you know, everybody was fucking drugged with these downers, right? So I wake up and say, fuck, man, I lost my flight, right? And I was feeling weird because my bed felt weird, you know, just too hard, you know. I opened my eyes and I was in Buenos Aires. I was at my Airbnb in Buenos Aires, but I have no recollection of ever going to the airport or getting in a fucking plane or anything. I don't remember anything. So yeah, that's the story of my first rock music video weekend, let's say. And that song is gonna be out in about 3 weeks. The song is called All Night Long. It's a good song, it's a great video, so you don't wanna miss it. Subscribe, let's rock!